Alright, step 1 of overclocking your processor is to verify that all of your hardware is capable of being overclocked. Only certain processors have unlocked clock multipliers, and only some motherboards have capable chipsets and power delivery. Use a combination of manufacturer spec sheets and overclocking forums to determine if your hardware is ready. Next up, you're going to want to do a bit of research and goal setting. Look into what voltage ratings and temperatures are safe for your hardware. Again, these can be found in the manufacturer spec sheets. After that, you're going to want to set a target overclock that you want to reach, and maybe look into what results other people with similar setups have gotten to set a reasonable goal for this. After all the research is done, you can now start overclocking. The actual process for overclocking is not very difficult, however it does take time and there can be many small differences depending on the different hardware in your setup. That said, the general idea is roughly the same and goes as follows. Restart the computer. Mash whatever key enters BIOS for your motherboard. Once you're actually in the BIOS, locate both the Hardware Monitor tab as well as the Hardware Configuration tab. Then you're going to look for the clock multiplier setting and the vCore setting. These settings are going to be in different places for many systems, so it may be worth finding a guide specific to your BIOS or looking in the motherboard manual. Once these have been located, set your desired clock multiplier, save the configuration, and restart the computer. Depending on how ambitious you were with the setting, you will probably just crash. But have no fear, crashing and overclocking go hand in hand, and it just means that your voltage wasn't high enough to achieve your overclock. The solution would then seem to be just cranking up the voltage and calling it a day, but there is a catch. Whenever you increase the voltage, you get more heat along with it, and if either your processor temperature or your voltage are too high, you'll run into issues and you might even destroy it. So instead, we bump up the voltage a tiny bit, boot up the computer, run some benchmarks, crash, and do it again and again. Eventually, we are either going to reach a stable overclock at our goal, or we're going to be forced to admit defeat and settle for a lower overclock.